Today is April 9th, 2019, and it is step 1 of my weight loss journey. I look like I'm 9 months pregnant. This has gotta go. I'm a nutrition therapist, and I know how to use food as a powerful tool for weight loss, and I'm gonna show you how. This week we are cooking Mediterranean food. So we're gonna start with kafta, lean ground beef. We're gonna start with half of an onion. I'm gonna save half for my carbs as well. Just gonna give it a dice. It doesn't have to be pretty. We're gonna throw that right in our beef. It's probably enough. Gonna go with a little bit of oregano. I love a nice oregano-y flavor in my beef. And a little garlic. And a little bit of celery salt. Save that for later. And I'm just going to mix all these together. From there, I'm going to form little patties. I prefer patties rather than kebabs. So step 1 to this process is going to be preparing the food for the week. If you're prepared, you're 90% more likely to stick to a nutrition plan. It's when you don't have the food that you get meals on the go and it starts falling apart. I like to do all my cooking in one day and then I'm ready for the week. So all I have to do is grab 1 portion of protein, 1 portion of carbs, and 1 portion of fat every 3 hours. And if I do this in perfect portion, I'm actually going to lose a pound of fat per week in the beginning. And then I'll change my numbers around, geared for 2 pounds of fat loss per week. And I'll kind of play in the realm of minus 500 to 1,000 calories per week. And over the course of 16 weeks, my body is just going to absolutely transform. I'll tell you my story and how I got into this. So I watched these 2 guys get absolutely shredded. And I was like, how did you do that? Like they went from 245 to 210, solid abs, and actually came in 2nd and 3rd place in their bodybuilding shows. And when they said the only difference between me and them was a nutritionist, a nutrition coach, I asked, well, who's your coach? I got in touch with their coach, and what he gave me was numbers on a page. Basically, it was different kinds of foods, how much to eat, at what time and when. I'm gonna go through that journey again because I lost 60 pounds and then I put on 30 pounds in muscle. I did this in about 16 weeks. And it was just unbelievable. I want to do it again. I want you guys to come with me. It's why I'm making this. Beautiful. I'm gonna pop this in the oven at 400 degrees and I'll keep my eye on it probably about 30 minutes. Next, we're gonna make chicken shawarma. Since it's my first week of fat loss, I decided to make things that I love to eat. Even when I'm dieting and I find myself going out for food, it's usually to a Mediterranean restaurant. So here we have 1 pack of chicken thighs and 1 really big pack of chicken. Like I said, this is gonna have to last me for a couple days. So step 1, we're just gonna chop this up into little pieces and then we'll marinate it. One of my favorite things to do as a nutrition therapist is actually get out in the grocery store with you. I like to go shopping and create menus geared for weight loss out of the foods that you like to eat. Whenever I get in the grocery store with somebody, they always say the same thing. What should I be eating? And I always say the same thing. What do you want to be eating? The food choices aren't as important as how much you eat. Obviously, if you're eating candy bars, it's not going to be as good as eating sweet potatoes. But essentially, I've had hundreds of clients, and every single one of them has chosen a different menu options. And it still works. The science is in the numbers. So for myself, right now I'm 227 pounds. My numbers are 39 protein, 29 carbs, and 12 fat. If I eat those every 3 hours, 500 calories a day are going to be burned, which is 3,500 calories a week, which is 1 pound of fat loss per week. I am going to hit the gym twice a week for the first 6 weeks. And I'll actually be able to build some lean muscle while losing fat at the same time. Everybody thinks that eating healthy is really expensive. It's not. The opposite is true. If I don't have this food prepared, I'm going to be hitting the drive-thru. A, it's unhealthy, and B, it's way more expensive. Every time I hit the drive-thru, we're looking at 10, 15 bucks. I spent $120 on groceries for the week. For our 3 choices of protein this week, I have some ham, chicken, and beef. We also have eggs, and I try not to do too much of the shakes, but I do have pea protein, which is vegan, really good. We're gonna make our marinade, get this soaking. Start with some paprika. Let's go a full tablespoon of paprika. A teaspoon of cumin. A teaspoon of garlic. Teaspoon of celery salt. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And a teaspoon of turmeric. Beautiful color. I'm going to mix all of that with a little bit of vegetable oil. and then mix in my chicken. For best results, marinate this overnight. Little salt, little pepper, we're gonna pop it in the oven. If you want to give this a pan sear first, it really adds to the dish. I got a lot more food to prepare, so I'm just going to do a low labor today and pop her in the oven. This will also go in at 400, probably about 35 minutes. Great. Also for protein, I have a ham, but I'm going to cook that in the morning if I feel like it. I'm not going to prepare it right now. I'm going to give this a quick clean and we're going to come back and we're going to prepare our side dishes. Great. Now we're going to move on to our sides while we wait for those to cook. I'm going to start with the potatoes, and I'm also going to throw on a pot of water because the rice takes 45 minutes. I like to leave the skin on, personal preference. Lots of nutrients in the skin as well. I'm just going to hit these with a quick dice, throw a little paprika, a little garlic, and roast them up for the week. So basically, the way this entire system works, if I burn 2,000 calories and I only eat 1,500, I'm going to lose a pound of fat that week. Literally, if I eat these perfectly portioned meals, it's the exact equivalent to doing 17 jogs in 1 week. Because it would take you about 17 jogs, half-hour jogs, to burn 3,500 calories. All I have to do is eat this delicious food in realistic portion size. You'll see when we portion it. That, in my opinion, is working smart and not hard. This diet is also perfect. This program is also perfect for anybody who's coming off of ketosis. Because when you're coming off of ketosis, your body is primed and ready to store fat. But if you don't supply it excess calories, then it's impossible for it to store fat. So there will be no rebound. A lot of people, when they come off ketosis, not only set themselves up for diabetes, because your body hasn't produced any insulin in a long time, but they just balloon right back up again. With this diet, you're not going to be eating enough calories to balloon back up again, but you will be eating enough calories to rebuild some of the muscle that you've lost while in ketosis. Ketosis is a great diet, but I like my carbs. Around the 6-week mark, we're going to change our plan a little bit. So I'm going to run with these numbers for the first 6 weeks, and then 6 weeks later, I'm going to change it, and I'm also going to throw in something called nutrition therapy. Nutrition therapy is where you measure your mineral and nutrient deficiencies and then correct them with proper nutrition. That might sound like it's overcomplicated, but it's not. Adding kale alone can bring you up in several different vitamin and mineral deficiencies. Believe it or not, there's a reason that we eat all this food. The reason that we eat carbohydrates is because it's our gas. This is the energy that our brain prefers the most, and it's what moves us around day to day. Protein is like our building blocks. The word protein actually comes from Greek. It was protos, which to the Greeks meant to come first. And the Greeks were not known for their flabby bodies. They were known for their sculpted, godlike bodies. And to the Greeks, protein came first. Protein's also what's going to keep you full in the day. And fat is literally what makes up every cell wall in your body, and it transports all those vitamins and minerals. And each and every one of those vitamins and minerals has a job to do, a specific job. If you're not getting enough, the job's not getting done. This might look like an awful lot of food. However, it is going to last me the majority of the week. And I'm not limited to this food. If I feel like salmon for dinner, I'll go grab some salmon from the store. I've had a lot of clients, and a lot of them have said, I will never eat that much food. And I said, just force it. Force it for a week or two. Let me know how you feel. They called me about 2 weeks later saying, oh my God, I'm starving. And I've lost 8 pounds. So I got a little bit of oil in my pan. I'm going to dump these in. I'm going to add garlic and paprika. Salt and pepper. Find my wooden spoons. Pop these in the oven, 400 degrees, for 40 minutes. We'll keep our eye on them. Fantastic. Now we're going to move on to our veggies. So for this, I'm going to finish chopping the rest of my onion, first of all. Into the bowl. Next, I'm going to wash my veggies. I have a big thing of cherry tomatoes and 3 bell peppers, sweet peppers. Vegetables are actually a different color because of the different minerals and vitamins that are in there. I like to keep a bowl on hand for scraps. Just makes it easier. The nice thing about this meal plan is it's very flexible. There's literally no food that doesn't fit into it. I like nice, big, rustic pieces of pepper. Combine these with my onions. And then I will add feta cheese. I'm going to be adding this mostly with my rice dishes, but if I get hungry, I'll whip this up with some spinach. It's just delicious. Great. Now we're going to make a little sauce. A creamy yogurt garlic sauce. We have some plain Greek yogurt. I'm not going to use all of it, I'll save some for breakfast too. I'll probably use about a cup. A little garlic, my partner's going to love me. And a little basil. We're also going to add half of a lime, little squeeze. Reach for a spoon. This is nice, healthy, delicious, and it makes it so much easier for me to eat my protein. Perfect. Just got to wait for it to cook now, and I'll see you again once it's ready, and I'll teach you how we're going to portion this for functional weight loss. We are going to do some parboiled rice to have on the side, and we're going to go 2-to-1 water to rice. Then here I have 6 cups of water, and I'm going to put 3 cups of rice, just as soon as it comes to a boil. And reduce the heat. Great, I think our meat's ready. At least some of it. We're going to plate it up and let it rest. Perfect. Fantastic. All of our food is ready, and we also have other stuff for throughout the week. So essentially what I've done here is I've separated everything into a carbs pile, a protein pile, and a fat pile. Now for myself, I'm going on 2,400 calories a day, but that's not really specific enough. We have to further refine that. So that further refines into 30 grams of carbs, 38 grams of protein, and 12 grams of fat every 3 hours. So essentially, it really doesn't matter what I eat as long as I hit those numbers. So say I wake up, it's breakfast time. I'm allowed 30 grams of carbs for breakfast. What does that look like? Well, in a half cup, there's 25 grams of carbs. So I can have just a little bit over a half cup of this for my carbs for breakfast. Then I'm going to need protein. A lot in the morning, I really don't feel like eating a lot, so I would do a shake. Now I go with the vegan pure because it's a plant-based protein, and soy kind of bothers my stomach, and I don't do too well with whey either. This is a very high quality, good quality product. We have eggs as well for breakfast. For myself, it would be 2 eggs and 1 cup of egg whites. That would be a perfect portion. For this, it would be a scoop and a half per portion. If I were to have my chicken or beef, I'm shooting for 4 ounces of just about any meat. So if it's chicken, beef, ham, you're looking at about 4 ounces per portion. I also really want to point out these things. Turkey bites. In each one of these turkey bites, we have 2.5 grams of fat and 6 grams of protein. So essentially I would need 7 of these to make a meal, which I could have with, it doesn't matter. Pick one carb, pick one protein, pick one fat if you need it. If we're having lean meat, add a fat. If you're having something that has a little bit more fat, leave it out. In my opinion, the key to your success is meal prep. And these little containers make it all possible. At the beginning of the week, I will literally use my food scale, which I just bought right now. It's my other one, the batteries died. I'll do 4 ounces. Right here we have 3.9 ounces, that's close enough. And then I'll either mix that with any carb. So let's go potatoes. For potatoes, I know for myself that I need 100 grams of potatoes, which is basically a 1/4 pound. Now this all seems a little complicated, but this is my job. When you call me, I portion everything that you want to eat, so you don't have to do anything. You get 100 grams of potatoes, 4 ounces of meat, a tablespoon of olive oil, peanut butter, cheese, whatever. So there you have it. There's a perfectly portioned meal. As you can see, this is not an unrealistic amount of food. I could literally eat this very same meal 5 times a day and lose a ton of weight in the next 16 weeks. I'm going to portion out some other meals just so I can give you a feel for my day and what your day would look like, and I'll be right back. These are really great. I can actually have 24 of these per meal. Just little rice thins. Delicious. I will literally count out 24. So here we have it. So easy. I just portioned my entire day. I don't have to think. I can just grab containers as I go. I wake up for breakfast. I'm going to have a banana, 2 eggs, and a cup of egg whites. 3 hours later, I'm going to have a little bit of kafta and rice, and I'll probably throw some of my vegetables in. These vegetables, you're not going to get fat from eating vegetables. You can eat these as much as you like. 3 hours later, I'll have my turkey sticks and my rice chips, and then for dinner, I'll have a little bit of potatoes and chicken. Cottage cheese is the best bedtime snack. The protein in here is called casein, and it actually thickens in your stomach, so it feeds your muscles overnight. The reason we eat every 3 hours is because that's how long it stays in my blood. If I go hit the gym right now and I damage my chest, I need protein to rebuild my muscles and fuel to move around. The amino acids that are broken down from the protein are going to last in my blood for 3 hours. So that's going to give me 3 hours of muscle building blocks. The more muscle you have, the easier it is to burn fat. It's really not that complicated. My favorite thing to do is to go grocery shopping with you. So when we go grocery shopping, we will leave the grocery store and you will have 3 or 4 different breakfast menus. You will have just endless options, really, because there's nothing that doesn't fit here. There you have it, guys. I have just made an entire week's worth of perfectly portioned meals. This here is a recipe for fat loss. It's a recipe for success. It's delicious and it's ready. This has made my life way easier, way healthier, and I'm gonna have an amazing before and after picture once I've stuck to this program for a while. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna see you out front right now, or I'm gonna tell you my body weight, the date, and the measurement around my waist, and how easy it is to get rid of it because I feel terrible. I need this program just as much as a lot of you do. If you don't like the way you feel, if you don't like the way you look, put the tiniest bit of energy in, take the first step. Give me a call, let's make you a menu, and let's do this together. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's join me out front, and I'm gonna take a before and get ready for my after. Okay guys, here I am, April 9th, 2019, ready for my before shots. Now I know what you're thinking. Hashtag champ, maybe a little too early for this shirt, but I have high hopes. I'm here today to measure my waist in front of all of you. Just so you know, I am not proud of this. I am a fat loss coach, believe it or not. But we all got to start somewhere. And if I wasn't fat right now, you wouldn't be able to take this journey with me. 45¼ inches around the waist. On day one, 227 pounds, game on. Thanks for watching, guys. That concludes the first episode. Join me next week when I will prepare a completely different menu with the same mentality. Thank you so much. See you soon.